What up, Cates family? Welcome back to the show. If it is your first time on the show, welcome. Please go down and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Costs you nothing, literally takes 0.5 seconds to do. Just go down there, click it, hit the notification bell. So every time I drop a video or go live, you'll be notified immediately. Mitchell, what? I know you're excited, man, because we got another one. We got another big-time blue chip prospect of a recruit to commit to the University of Miami earlier today at 2 p.m. So I will go into that now. 904 Hurricane, what's going on? The Mario effect, yes, sir. So as we let the chat fill up, big news today. We got yet another big-time top 200, top 175 recruit in the nation, Robert Stafford. I believe he's out of Melbourne, Florida, if I have that right. He's a 5'11", $170, $175 athlete, meaning he plays multiple positions. He will likely come to the University of Miami playing cornerback. So, and that's big because we brought in a nice cornerback haul last year. You got Jaden Harris, who brings good size at 6 feet, $180, 3-star recruit. You got Chris Graves, who was a wide receiver / corner. He'll be playing more corner here. And then, of course, you got Kamari Rogers, who, needs to spend a year in the weight room. But maybe this is the season he starts. Maybe he gets a little bit of playing time. Who knows? Kamari is definitely skilled. You combine that class that's going to be able to play this year, plus a guy like him, and who else we're bringing this year? A guy like Robert Stafford. We're starting to get very quick and athletic at that position. Yes, Dominique, please hit that like button. Thank you. And yeah, another commit. Go Canes. So if you are not too familiar with Robert Stafford as a player, maybe you haven't had a chance to look up his huddle tape yet, no problem. I got you. As I pour myself some cafecito. I don't know if I can turn this to show the camera. Look at that. Beautiful espumita. I'm going to pour myself a shot to wake myself up a little bit. It's been a long day, but I will tell you what I saw on Robert Stafford's film. With my eyes, I'll tell you what, if you haven't seen the tape, what I saw and the impression I got as a player. So Robert Stafford, when I watched his tape, immediately what jumped out at me was just how well-rounded of a football player he is. They say that about certain guys, right? He's just a football player. What I mean when I say that is when you were a kid and you're playing backyard football and, you pick that kid because he could just do whatever. He could go back and play deep safety. He can play quarterback for you. He could throw blocks in the open field. He can make tackles. He's got great ball skills. If you just throw it up for him, he'll go get it. He's that type of a player. And also that's what a multi-sport athlete like him can bring you. First of all, they bring a lot of discipline. They bring work ethic because multi-sport athletes, they're working year-round, so they're used to it. They're used to that workload, so he's going to have a high floor at least. And he's got great instincts. That's another thing that jumped out at me. Great ball skills. He attacks the ball and great short area quickness, just like Ray Ray. Ray Ray's short area quickness, though, is elite, like on another level. Possible like first round type of stuff, like high school version of the cheetah. That's what I see with Ray Ray. So I don't think Stafford's quite at that level, but he makes dudes miss and he's got a lot of speed. Let's see. Norman, thank you for the dono. Always appreciate the support. Go hit that like button and go Canes. Cheers. Hydration. Whew. That'll wake me up. All right. So yeah, that's the type of player I believe we're getting in Robert Stafford. I think he's a dude that even if it's on special teams, I think he'll play. He'll play right away. He'll play somewhere. Especially if somebody gets dinged up or gets hurt, maybe he steps in and plays a little bit, maybe a little garbage time. I'm not saying he's going to start or anything. I think the only thing holding him back is his size. Again, 5'11", $170. Little light in the butt, but some time in the weight room will do him good. We got one of the best, or the best, strength and conditioning coach in the nation right now. So I think this was one hell of an acquisition, and I believe Oregon was the other team that was really vying for his services. Mitchell, off topic ish. Can you tell me what that drink is? Coffee? Okay. Yes, for those who maybe don't live in Miami, because sometimes I forget that's not all you guys. Some of you guys do, some of you guys don't. Basically, what cafecito is, it's Cuban coffee. Cuban coffee is espresso with a lot of sugar in it to the point that it foams up at the top. It is delicious. It is a delicacy here in Miami, and you have it in these little shot thingies, or a little tacita, we call it, like a little teacup kind of thing. Because it's very strong. It wakes you the hell up, but it's also very sweet. So yeah, hope that answers your question. If you ever come down to Miami, please try one. Let's see, Robert and Chase Smith are from the same area. They played against one another in high school. Good to know. I did not know that. So, and Chase Smith, another guy that I've been adamant about on this show, that I think he is going to be a star. John, what's happening? Go Canes. I saw Tony Rojas push back his committee. Yes, he did. Good eye, Fernando. He absolutely did. I do think Mario is making a bit of a push here. Are we going to get Tony Rojas? We'll see. The two linebackers I feel good about are Popo Aguirre and Malik Bryant. Those are the ones I feel the best about. And if we get that combination, I will be insufferable on this show, because our linebacker problem will officially be solved. Are we going to get both? I think we're at least going to get one. I feel pretty good about Aguirre, and we're putting the full court press on Malik Bryant. He's like the number 2 or 3 linebacker, or number 1 linebacker in the nation, depending on where you look. And look who we got at linebacker coach and at defensive coordinator. Those are the guys you want on your side when you want to land the top guy at that position. Lex, what's going on, brother? And let's see what else we got. Tamara Robinson. Is he committed already? No, I don't think he's committed. I think Tamara Robinson is probably Penn State bound, if I'm thinking of the right player. I think that could be one of those guys that actually Manny Diaz up in Penn State lands. It's funny, he doesn't land a big-time linebacker his entire time here, but now he's about to land a couple of studs. I know people like to say, yeah, he got Shaq Quarterman and Pinckney and McLeod. Those guys are already being recruited by D'Onofrio and Al Golden. All right, and say what you want about. I've been very critical about Al Golden, but dude got some talent over here. He did bring Denzel Perriman here, so I don't know if I want to give Manny Diaz too much credit for those guys. Let's see what else. Chris, you think we get Francis Mauigoa on Monday the 4th, or you think Tennessee? So Tennessee is making a late push for Mauigoa, and from what I've read, it's very much like it's very much like an outside of football opportunity kind of thing, aka NIL. He's probably looking for the best NIL deal, which I don't blame him. He should. He's the number 1 tackle in the nation. I would be doing the same thing. At this point, it would be a business decision. However, even though Tennessee's making a late push and they're looking like the leader right now, Mario's not going to roll over and quit. He's not that type of guy. He's going to throw haymakers all the way to the end. Yes, exactly. Samoan ties. So there's definitely ties with the current coaching staff. I think we're number 2 behind Tennessee right now, but it's going to be a fight all the way to the end. All right. This is like, the Heat are down 4 with 2 minutes to go. It's very much, we're within striking distance. It's going to come right down to the wire. Speaking of the Heat, how about that Kevin Durant news? That would be, when Pat Riley was building this team, that's what we've been waiting for that big superstar to become available. There you go. It's finally happening. Will they trade him to us? Will they trade him within conference? I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, it's the one little basketball update I got. Latest on, yeah, sorry, I missed a few questions here. Latest on Howard, still an LSU lean. From what I heard, yeah, it's kind of like basically flip a coin, 50-50 between Miami and LSU. So yeah, we'll see. It's a coin flip. We will find out tomorrow. Tomorrow, July 1st, is when 3 different guys announce. You got Jackson Howard, who's one of the top edge rushers in the nation. Would be ecstatic if we got him, but if we didn't, there's other guys we're going to get to. Our defensive end haul is going to be nice this year. Whether or not Jackson Howard's a part of it, we'll see. He'll be a welcome addition, but we'll see. It's going to be him, Collins Achimpong, and Riley Williams. Riley Williams is the number 2 tight end in the nation. We've already got 2 tight ends in this class. That's significant here because Jaleel Skinner is going into his freshman year with Miami, so he's going to stick around for a while. Arroyo's going to be here at least one more year. Mallory's gone, but still, you're going to have a lot of depth at the position already. However, McKeska and Carver are not the same style tight end as Riley Williams. Riley Williams is more of a receiving tight end. These guys are more like block first tight ends, but they can go out and catch a short pass. You can hit them on third down, maybe like a red zone threat because of their size. They're both 6'6", both really physical dudes. But Riley Williams, if you want to play for tight end U, look, we're called tight end U for a reason. Look at obviously the long line of tight ends we've had: Shockey, Franks, Jimmy Graham, and not only those guys from the past, but even recently, look at David Njoku in Cleveland. He really played one and a half seasons on the field really at Miami. Once he finally got on the field, really 2016 was his show out season, and he parlayed that into a first round pick and just signed a $54 million extension with Cleveland. So it's not just the past. It's like, we're still producing great tight ends. And I think Will Mallory is going to be 3rd round, maybe even 2nd round, because I expect him to have a huge season. So Rashada needs to give Maligoa some of this NIL money to come here. From what I hear, it was quite a bit. But I'm sure they are working on something big for Maligoa, as he is a player that warrants that. If you can get Maligoa and Samson Akunlau, probably just butchered the hell out of that name. If you can get Francis and Samson, that's another combination that I'll be insufferable, because the O-line problem was just solved with those 2 guys. Imagine that's like Bryant McKinney and Joaquin Gonzalez at tackle. That's that level of dominance on the edges. But again, same with the linebackers. If you give me one of those 2 guys, I will be very happy. That's how great they are. As a gangster once said, never trust anyone money can buy. You either Miami or you're not, just saying. Yeah, but this is a new college football, a new day in the age of college football, and it's the big names cost money. Sorry to tell you, they ain't coming here to play for free, not anymore. I think we get Williams and Achimpong. I think so too. I think those are the 2 out of the 3 that we get. Do you see Miami eventually leaving the ACC? Let's talk about that. Let me just get through these comments here. We miss on Howard. Yeah, that's my prediction. Hero wants $25 million a year. Listen, you laugh. I see the little laughing emoji. $25 million a year is a lot, but let me tell you, Tyler Hero to me is like a borderline all-star. Guy's a hell of a player. I love Tyler Hero. I bought a Tyler Hero jersey, but I would not be too upset. I would hate to see him go, but I would not be too upset if we have to package him with whatever to get a guy like Kevin Durant. Hero's definitely not worth that. Trade him for Durant, just not out of value. Yeah, I agree. Jimmy and Adebayo are untouchable. Howard has a sister who plays volleyball at LSU. Oh, I was not aware of that. Okay, so there's already a connection there. Big Lex with a $5 dono. Thank you, sir. I will use that to buy more cafecito. I'm almost out. I appreciate it, Lex. Thank you. What's up, Canes fans? How's it going? Michael Becker's in the building. Chances we go 100% tomorrow, 3 for 3. Ooh, that's a good question. Chances we go 3 for 3 tomorrow. I don't put them super high. I think there's like a 38% chance we go 3 for 3 tomorrow. How about that? There's like a 35, 38% chance we go 3 for 3 tomorrow. I think there's like a 75% chance we get at least 2 of them. 70, 75. All right, so chances are pretty solid. 10%. Yeah, like I said, I think it's 50-50 between us and Howard, but I think it goes LSU's way, which again is fine. We're going to have a hell of a haul. Not just Collins at the end, but you're also, I really like the chances of us with Samuel and Pemba. That's a dude that's, I think, listed as I want to say he's listed as an athlete right now, not an edge rusher. Maybe he's reclassified as an edge rusher, but top 20 something recruit in the nation. I think he's another 5-star. I think we go 2 out of 3. Which 2? Collins and Riley Williams. I think those are the 2 we get. Even though, again, we've already got 2 tight ends, I think Riley Williams comes in and rounds out that class. And then pretty much we just need to lock up running back. Probably get one more stud receiver. Obviously, Jaylen Brown is the guy we're aiming for, or somebody of that ilk. And offense is pretty much done. Because really, you got a couple of interior guys on the O-line. You got Frankie Tinalau. You got Antonio Tripp, who, even though they're 3-star guys, I like them both. I think Tinalau has a high ceiling because remember, he played in Australia before. It's hard to find his tape. It's hard to really. That's more of like a fear of an unknown kind of thing where they don't want to rate him too high just yet. But dude's a 6'6", 300 pounds. He's a monster and has a mean streak. So you got those 2 interior guys. You just got to get like 3 more, maybe one more interior guy, like I don't know if Monroe Freeling projects out as more of a guard, like a taller guard or a tackle. But I would love him in this class. And then you got the 2 tackles. You got like Sampson and Francis. So you still got a few linemen to get. Yeah, I think Chris Johnson is going to end up being the running back. That pretty much rounds out offense. We're pretty much done there. We got our 2 quarterbacks. And then on defense, we'll see. Any word on Alanin? That's Olas, the kid from Finland, I want to say. I believe his family's from Finland. I haven't heard a lot recently. It's been a lot to try to keep up with all these guys, but I remember feeling good about Olas to the point that before I was like, okay, the 3 linemen we're going to get that I think realistically, either Francis or Sampson. I'm thinking Francis, Olas, who could be more of an interior guy, and Monroe Freeling. Those are the 3 that I like the best / have realistic chances at. Guy from Finley. Yep, that's what I was talking about. And okay, Chris Gonzalez. We'll get into the conference talk now. I know somebody asked that earlier. John, so UCLA and USC is set to join the Big Ten in 2024. You think we stay in the ACC, and you think we could join SEC with also Clemson and FSU following? Okay, so I think little by little we are moving towards like a 3-conference, like a 3 super conference situation where right now they call it the Power 5, but really it's a Power 3. The other 2 are kind of, a step down. They're the Pac-12 and the Big 12. You pretty much have to go undefeated to have a chance to like sneak into the playoffs. Yeah, Klein too. That's another one. Yeah, we're gonna have a nice O-line haul for sure. Jaylen Brown is Mark Pope. Really? You think so? Mark Pope didn't have Jaylen Brown's speed, dude. Jaylen Brown has track speed. Like, he is elite. He's very fast. There's doubts about him, being able to catch the ball consistently. I've heard that. Do you take a chance on a guy like that? Say you got one more. This is a good question. Say you got one more spot open at receiver. Do you take a chance on a guy like Jaylen Brown who has elite speed, but may have a propensity to drop the ball here and there? According for what we've heard. I'm not saying he will. I see Johnson as a Kane. There was a question I missed. Hang on. Before I really dive into the conference talk. Did you see ESPN mock draft there saying TVD is going to be taken in the first round by New York Giants? I've seen a couple of mock drafts that the Giants would want him. I'd like that. Of course, I'd also love for the Dolphins to get him, but I'm also kind of rooting for Tua. I think they've surrounded Tua with enough weapons that I don't think the Dolphins would draft him this year. Plus, I think the Dolphins do well enough that they're not going to draft like in the top 20 probably, or the top 18, because by then I think TVD's gone. So yeah, I think the Giants is a great landing spot actually for TVD. I think if anybody can handle the pressures of New York, I think it's him. Dude's really mentally tough. All right. So back to the conferences. I think we're moving towards like a 3-conference, like super conference situation where, some people even said 2, just like an East-West kind of a situation, which I guess I'd be okay with. It'd be almost like everyone's independent at that point because you pretty much handpick your schedule because there's like 50-something teams in your conference. That being said, I'd be okay with that. I kind of like the idea of more of a 3-conference situation where you probably have to rename them. I don't know if they would go as far as doing that, but you can kind of do like in baseball, like the National League or the American League. They have American League East, American League Central, and American League West. You can do a similar thing with college football. You can have like the SEC, more South ACC teams, anywhere from Miami, Florida, Bama, all the way up to like Wake Forest, UNC, teams like that. But then teams like Boston College, Syracuse, you cut it off there. Those maybe would go to the Central Northeast Conference. They would be together with like Ohio State, Michigan, the teams that are in the Big Ten now. Maybe you throw in Oklahoma, Nebraska, I don't know. And then the West, you have teams like USC, UCLA, I don't know who else, Oregon, or maybe you keep teams like Texas Tech, those teams that have like fun offenses to watch. Maybe you keep them in the West. I don't know. That's kind of where I would go with it. Just make it geographic. And of course you have like 5 non-conference games a year where you can mix it up. You got to keep it interesting in that way. Because obviously, geographically, the best teams for the most part are kind of, Southeast, aside from Ohio State being the one superpower program that's not Southeast. So that's kind of what I would do. As far as the Canes leaving the ACC, I heard it's like hundreds of millions of dollars because of the TV deals and all that would cost for a team to just outright leave the ACC. Like they really locked down those teams with all that, with those contracts. So that's what I heard. I thought it's like, I don't know how many millions of dollars times 10 is what I read. Again, because of all the TV money and all that. So it would take a lot for us to leave the conference. I would love for the Dolphins. I believe he's another Marino. Oh, we would love TVD for the Dolphins. Let's see what happens in 2022. How Tua plays this year, well, might decide that. Bonsu Twitter says he's making a big announcement in 5 minutes. Is he now? Maybe he's narrowing down his selection. It wasn't Jaden Bonsu. It was Jonel Aguero. I saw a tweet from him where it was a picture of him and Cormani McLean together. That got me excited. Giants will ruin TBD. I certainly hope not. They haven't been recently, but historically they've been a good organization. So I would hope they get a great quarterback. They'll kind of know what to do with it. Only so many games in a season. Yeah, I agree. I'm still all for getting rid of the FCS game. Get rid of that. Nobody, yeah, it's fun to go see some football, but nobody really likes that game. Get rid of that. Do 12 games like we have now, 5 out of conference, 7 in conference. Boom, there you go. Or keep it at 4 non-conference games. And since you got rid of the cupcake opponent, you have an extra slot for, a big-time non-conference team. Because look, we're playing Notre Dame, Florida, and Texas A&M, for home and homes over the next 4 or 5 years. I am really excited about those games. Plus, the way they reformatted the ACC schedule, you got Clemson home and home. Those are 5 big-time opponents. I know Clemson's in the conference, I get it, but I'm just saying the more big-time opponents, the better. It gets the fan base excited. No more of this Tulsa or FIU nonsense. We get nothing out of playing those teams. We have nothing to gain and everything to lose. It'll be 2 conferences with 24 to 30 teams each. Top 20. Who's top 20? What's up, John Gocanes? What's up, Andres? Let's see. I think Charlie has a hand in with linebackers. Oh, for sure. I don't think Charlie Strong, Kevin Steele do too much recruiting as the primary recruiter. You don't think so? No, I disagree. I think Charlie Strong is doing some serious recruiting. Look at the recruiting he did as the head coach at Louisville. I know people like to point to Texas. Texas is where head coaching careers go to die, is what it seems like the last 20 years, or the last, ever since Mac Brown left. Charlie Strong over there was just like a square peg, round hole situation. He's a defensive coach going to a place where they play no defense. I think he did a solid job at South Florida. He did all right. Did an amazing job at Louisville. And what he was known for, when he was at Louisville, he stole some recruits from us in the South Florida area, especially the underrated guys that he developed. Charlie has to. He's an ex-coach and knows what to do. Yeah. Agreed. FCS opponents are whack. I get it. It's a tune-up game, whatever. Get rid of the tune-up games. Enough. I'm tired of it. We don't need it. Back before, I want to say it was 2006, 2007, the regular season was expanded from 11 games to 12 games to add an FCS opponent every single year. We still played FAMU every year back then, but I don't think it was every single year. In 2001, we didn't play a Division II opponent. Our Division II opponent for us was Rutgers. That was our home opener. But back then we played 11 games in the regular season. And it was just, and in the 80s, you had your pick because we were independent, and we played the Oklahomas and the Nebraskas and the Notre Dames every year. We tried to schedule the best teams. John, any word on Malik Bryant? We're still hot. We're still hot on his trail. We're still going after him. Nothing new, no new developments. I know he announces either July 23rd or the 16th. I want to say it's the 23rd he announces. Yeah, those few weeks from the whole month of July, every Saturday is going to be busy. Who was the slot wide receiver Charlie had at Louisville? He stole him from the Canes. Ooh, if anybody can remember, the slot receiver. I know Devontae Parker came out of that squad. Say what you want about him as an NFL player. I think he was one of the most dominant college receivers I ever saw, and he played with a bad foot his entire career. But slot receiver, you're not thinking Tutu Atwell, right? Because that was more recent. I think Charlie was already gone. Yeah, if anybody can throw it in the chat. Eli Rogers. Eli Rogers. I think Eli and if I remember correctly, Eli and Teddy Bridgewater were kind of a package deal because I think they came together. Yeah, that was one thing. The downside of firing Randy Shannon at the time, we lost Rodgers and Teddy Bridgewater. Now, would that coaching staff had done anything with Teddy Bridgewater? We'll never know. But we missed out on a stud at quarterback. Yeah, it was Eli Rogers. Here we go. Yep, top 5. I figured Bonsu's top 5: Bama, OSU, Miami, MSU, that's Michigan State, and Penn State. Okay, so 3 Big Ten teams. 3 Big Ten teams, Bama and Miami. All right. We're right there in the mix, but I think Aguero's the one between those two that I'm more confident about right now. Are we still going to play VTech every year, or that's a flip ACC opponent? That's a flip ACC opponent every year now, Andres. That's the only teams we play every year are FSU, Louisville, and BC. FSU, obviously, of course. BC, I kind of like that one, actually. I kind of like when we played them every year in the Big East. They always gave us a battle when we went up there. It was always fun when they came down here. I don't know, for whatever reason, I always liked playing BC. They were a nice little test. But Louisville, I don't know. But, you got to match them up with all the other teams, so it becomes difficult. I would have done either VTech or North Carolina or maybe even Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is a fun team to play every year. I like, when we play them in Atlanta. That's a nice, easy game to travel to from Miami. There's always a lot of Miami fans when we go to Atlanta. Same with Boston College. That's why I like playing them. There's a nice little fan base. There's a nice Miami fan base up there from the Northeast that I have not gone to see a game in BC. I would love to. So that's kind of why I'm happy about that one. But yeah, those are the 3 teams we play every year, not Virginia Tech. They would be on a rotation. What it do? Miami Team Flow. What's up, Max? I like the 8 conference games, 2 out of conference, and the 2 games matter as of strength of schedule. And top 8 teams play at the end of the year for a 13 or 14 game season. Okay. He had posted that a while ago. Oh, okay. Yeah, because somebody mentioned something about Bonsu was going to make an announcement in a few minutes or something. I don't know if I don't have my eye on Twitter right now. Maybe somebody, Max our Encyclopedia, maybe can tell us what was going on. I don't know. Oh, he was promoting an NFT. Okay. Never mind. Chris Gonzalez, or Chris Gons, excuse me. John, what is your thoughts on Desmond Ricks, Josiah Trader, TJ Capers, and sorry, I got lost in that sentence. TJ Capers next year, South Florida top recruits, also Dylan Stevenson. Okay. Yeah, all great players. TJ Capers is probably my favorite out of all of those. That dude's insane. He's ridiculous. By the time that cycle comes up next, I think he's the number 1 linebacker. Obviously, deep ties, him going to Columbus High School. Mario, with Zoe, of course, Coach Mirabal. They're, and I know he's already visited, so, there's already a deep connection there. It's going to be a battle all the way to the end with us in Alabama. That's just going to be the case, especially that style of linebacker, because I think Capers is a bigger, 6'2", 6'3", 230, 240 guy. That is the type of guy that goes to Bama, just body type wise. But we'll be in the mix for him for sure. GT is prime recruiting grounds. That's a good point. Atlanta, man, especially with NIL now, that is going to be some prime recruiting grounds. So, yeah, I would have liked, if not Virginia Tech, maybe Georgia Tech to be that 3rd team we play every year. But the way it's set up, you play every team like every other year. So it's not that bad. It's kind of even. It just means we play Clemson and teams like Wake Forest a lot more, which makes it exciting. Let's see, Columbus Explorer, baby. Adelante. Capers is a must. What's up, everybody? What's up? Yep. Crazy day. Yeah, same here, man. I'm actually not going to be on that much longer. It's been a long day. I'm tired. Hence the coffee. All right. Columbus just got a stud cornerback transfer from Belen. Okay. I think I know who you're talking about. I'm blanking on the name. Let's see. What's up, John and U Nation? Yeah, Les, we had some great news today. So, yeah, big news. We got new top 200 recruit. Things are still moving in the right direction. It's literally been things have come up. Things have come up Miami ever since like the day after the 4th and 14 against FSU. It's been nothing but good news for Miami ever since then. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the ride. And let's keep in mind, Mario hasn't even played a game yet. And look at, all the dominoes are starting to fall. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to talk about. The quarterbacks. They're both competing at the Elite 11 right now. I think both are ranked in the top 10 of the 30 or 40 guys that get to go. Elite 11 finals, by the way. And I was already impressed that Emory Williams got in there. I was just hoping, okay, don't finish in the top or in the bottom 5 or bottom 10. I hope Emory goes out and has a good showing and, proves us right. Because what I saw from his tape, Emory Williams is disgustingly underrated. Disgustingly underrated. He's like the number 900 something recruit overall in the nation. No. That kid is a 4-star quarterback if I ever saw one. With a pro, like an NFL arm that I think is only going to get stronger. Because again, I think he's growing and I think he's a late bloomer. So yeah. Emory was in the top 3 today. We were shot at number 6. There you go. That's what I wanted to touch on. Emory is really impressing. I was just hoping don't finish in like the bottom 3rd, at least be middle of the pack, go out there and represent us. Rashad is going to do well. Freaking Emory's doing better than him. The country's going to start taking notice and they're going to start coming hard after Emory Williams. Trust me. We haven't locked him down yet. I mean, he's committed. I think he definitely wants to come to Miami. He's committed. I think he's a loyal kid, but they're going to be coming after him hard. Rashada too. So we got to continue to take care of business and take care of business on the field when the season starts. Before Mario went after Emory Williams, he was unranked. After this, when they re-rank everybody, he's going to be, I estimate Emory will be he'll be top 400, top 350. Right now, he's like 930 something. He'll be like 300 something when they re-rank everybody. Looks like we are going to finish top 5. You mean in the recruiting rankings? We all predicted Mario in this first year could give us a top 5 finish. I predicted like number 7. I think we're going to be just outside of that top 5 because we're going to hit on some dudes, but we're going to maybe miss on that one monster that puts us over the top, which is fine. Maybe we miss on like a David Hicks or something that would put us in the top 3. But that's fine. We're still going to have a great class. Top 7, top 8 is something we don't do often, even though, yes, we do. We recruit top 15, top 20 every year. We tend to with limited resources, but we'll occasionally have like a number 8 or number 9 class, like Coach Rick did his final year, that year that Brevin Jordan was in that class. I want to say Lorenzo Lingard was in that class. That was a very highly rated class, but we would only do that since the mid 2000s. We would really only do that like once every 4 or 5 years. Of course, you had the Northwestern class in 08 that was number 1. But it wasn't something we did consistently. We start stacking consistent top 5, top 7 classes. It's with a staff like Mario has, it's going to be very tough to fail, especially with the quarterbacks we're going to bring in. It's going to be very tough for him to mess this up. Okay, agreed, bro. Not only Mario, but those NIL deals help. Absolutely. It very much helps where we are geographically. All right, guys. That's it for me. It's been a bit of a long week. It's been a long day. I am tired. So we're going to call it a night here. And as always, guys, it's great. It's great to be a Miami Hurricane, but especially when there's good news like today. It's all